From Toyota Field in the home of the San Antonio Scorpions, this is the Army South News Update. As the San Antonio Scorpions begin to prepare for their new season in the new home stadium, Army South is also preparing to kick off its annual humanitarian training exercise known as Beyond the Horizon in El Salvador and in Panama. Sergeant Robert Frost tells us more from El Salvador.
The newest members of Joint Task Force Jaguar have arrived at Military Detachment 6 in Sonsonate, El Salvador. They're here to support Beyond the Horizon, a U.S. Southern Command-sponsored, Army South-led, joint foreign military interaction and humanitarian exercise, which will occur from late March to late June 2013. Lieutenant Colonel Raymond Vallis, commander for the task force, greeted the new arrivals.
We're about to start an amazing and memorable exercise here. It's going to be one of the best training events you have ever had in your life. We're going to go out, we're going to build schools, we're going to conduct medical clinics out in the backcountry in El Salvador. You're going to leave a lasting benefit for the people of El Salvador from these training exercises. And we're not going to do it alone either. We're going to work side by side with our Salvadoran hosts, with our partners. We're going to work together, we're going to sweat together.
And the sweat required to complete this mission will lead to success, according to Command Sergeant Major Jason Speltz of the task force.
I want you to know that this exercise has been built for success. The ground is prepped, stage is set, and now it's time for you guys to roll in here and execute that plan to ensure that we are successful.
For Joint Task Force Jaguar Public Affairs, I'm Sergeant Rick Frost.
Some people take drinking clean water for granted, but in some countries, clean water is a luxury. Soldiers from Wisconsin's National Guard, the 753rd Quartermaster Company, are providing this overlooked luxury to the soldiers deployed to El Salvador in support of the humanitarian training exercise Beyond the Horizon.
As the water purification element of this mission here in El Salvador, we're supporting the engineers and the medical staff, which are going out through different places throughout the country to build schools and help with any medical needs in the area.
For many soldiers in the 753rd, this was their first opportunity to train outside of the country. In our next story, Frederick Hoyt tells us about the annual staff talks that Army South hosts with one of our partner nations.
The United States Army South hosted bilateral staff talks with the Colombian Army at its headquarters on Joint Base San Antonio on Fort Sam Houston in March. The 7-member delegation from Colombia was led by the Chief of Staff of the Colombian Army, Major General Manuel Gerardo Guzman. These annual Army-to-Army talks provide a forum to discuss areas of mutual interest and shape the way in which future engagements and joint training opportunities will occur. They also help strengthen interoperability and professional military partnerships.
Colombia, como uno de sus principales aliados, sigue teniendo la experiencia, la guía de este ejército de los Estados Unidos. Pero además de eso, la fraternidad y la unión que desde hace muchos años, esa relación que tenemos los dos ejércitos, se siguen fortaleciendo esos lazos de amistad en estas reuniones. Por eso son muy importantes mantenerlas.
As the Army Service Component Command to U.S. Southern Command, Army South counts on key partners in the region, such as Colombia, to help enhance and strengthen security cooperation. These talks greatly enhance this effort and have many far-reaching consequences.
These staff talks, along with the other staff talks that we have with 4 other countries in the region, allow us to openly discuss how we can better partner with these countries, and by extension, it's not just the countries with whom we have staff talks, but those other countries with whom they have relations that we are able to reach out to. So the staff talks allow us to be a better partner across the region.
Planning is currently underway for next year's round of talks, which will take place in Bogota, Colombia. Reporting for Army South, I'm Frederick Hoyt.
Well, that does it for this edition of the Army South News Update. For more stories like the ones on today's newscast, be sure to check out our social media sites at the link below. Also, be sure to tune in next month to check out stories from opening ceremonies from Beyond the Horizon, which are taking place in El Salvador and in Panama. For U.S. Army South, I'm Sergeant Daylon Douglas. Thank you for watching.